Good morning, checks. It's the morning. Whoa, a squeaky. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I clearly oil the mic arm. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where myself and Bibby stream to around 200 people with varying levels of success-ish. If anyone doesn't know what that is in relation to, you may or may not have seen that I posted some pictures yesterday. So I got a new monitor last week. I'm not supposed to get it to my birthday, but needed to get it all plumbed into the setup and everything. So I've got my birthday present early. It's my birthday on December 3rd, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, my birthday's in just a few weeks. It's December the 3rd. It's my birthday. Just letting you know. Anyway, got my birthday present early, set it up, put it in the studio, posted some pictures out yesterday. And naturally, because you guys are all beautiful people that are supportive and everything, you all shared our posts from Ice Cream Uploads, and loads of people liked it, loads of people reacted to it, and so on. One person on the internet... Oh, Doctor! Hey, thank you very much for the subscription. Actually, I'll stop the conversation. And I know Doctor's heard this multiple times already today, but some of you guys in the chat might not have done. So the guy who just subscribed, you can see him in the chat, PFF Dr. M19. He is a Geordie / Spanish guy. And if anyone's ever saw the old Harry Enfield, Julio Giorgio sort of stuff, which is something that Nietzsche mentioned in Doctor's chat yesterday, watching him play PUBG and going from like full-on Geordie into fluent as feck Spanish just completely blows my mind. But thank you very much. I was sat in the stream watching some PUBG yesterday. Anyway, yeah, so we, on social media yesterday, posted these pictures out. Everyone was supportive. And then this one guy said something along the lines of, but you get less than 200 viewers. So, yeah, you don't really need it. Fair play, though. And it's like, and do you have to stream to certain levels of people before you can go out and buy a good TV or buy an upgraded monitor or get the Pro of your PlayStation? Do you have to be a successful streamer before you unlock those things? Have we fast forwarded through life? Get the fuck over yourself. So yeah. Anyway, at silly o'clock last night, we had a conversation backwards and forwards. Bibby spoke to him. He responded with some absolute gibberish, and we just left it as that. But then Tito got involved as well, and then Tito has added to that. I saw that just as we were going live this morning. Tito added... See, where is it? Tito, let me find his tweet. Come on, internet. There you go. This is the one. So as we went live this morning, this guy was talking about 200 viewers. Feck knows where he pulled that from, because we don't always get 200 viewers. I would absolutely love to have 200 viewers in every stream. Yes, please. But Tito posted this. Odd Elijah, which is the name of the person, so you don't miss out, come and add to our 200 viewers. Nothing. Silence. So GG's, Tito. We like to see that. Put the trolls back in their place. Anyway, this person saw my setup and said, basically, you don't deserve to have a setup like that. You're not good enough, is what he was kind of saying. So Quota tweeted that at silly o'clock last night on Ice Cream Uploads, saying, okay, if that setup is enough to make you have a passive-aggressive response, you would shit your pants if you saw the actual Ice Cream Upload studio. Fair play, though. So yeah, if you want to do us a favour, well, a couple of things. First things first, if you can hit retweet on this tweet, which is our Go Live tweet for today, that would be amazing. You don't have to. We appreciate if you do. It does help spread the show and helps us get close to that 200 viewer benchmark, where we clearly need to be before we can afford our monitors. But also, if you kind of want to do the same, interact with that tweet. Fill your boots. Nice. Anyway, babe, how's things?
Fantastic, Graham. Yeah, it's the last day of doing scoops. We've obviously got an insert coin stream straight after this as well, and then straight after that, obviously you're going to be coming in hot with some more PUBG content as well.
Yeah.
So it's a triple stream day over here at Ice Cream Uploads. You know, we need to put the effort in. You know what I mean? We need to try and reach those dizzy heights that obviously a lot of people are doing for this to be able to afford stuff. I mean, I said to you before, like, I've got an expensive set of golf clubs. Does that immediately mean that I need to be on the European tour? Like, is that? I don't know. I don't understand how people have.
It's the opposite, actually. It's you've got an expensive set of golf clubs and you're not on the European tour, so you need to give them back. You're not supposed to have them yet. Until you can earn them from your prize winnings. You're not allowed them. How dare you?
I've gone swapping for some Slazenger ones at Sports Direct or something.
Let me jump back through the chat. Let's see who's here. Lotus was here nice and early with the moist. And Doctor was in as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all doing? Tezbad? Hey. Precision drops in with a Guten Tag, as does the Verm with a... That's actually one of our subscriber emotes. It's the only one that comes with its own audio file, which actually sounds a little bit like this.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning. Tito says, I tweeted on... I didn't even realise you put it in chat. I tweeted on Elijah so he doesn't miss out. Morning all. You love to see it. Lotus says, still waiting for a Robocop. I'll tell you later. I hope everything's in order. Vern just messed about on FIFA trying to get a tactic that works for me. How are you finding it? Because obviously a lot of people have jumped over to FIFA. How does FIFA play for someone? I mean, I could ask Bibby this question, but we'll do that. We'll do that on a Thursday now. Not this Thursday because Bibby's in London. We'll do that on Thursday. But how are you guys finding FIFA, being non-full-time FIFA players? Stereotypically, obviously, everyone plays a little bit anyway. But now, like grinding it more than usual. How is it? Do you find yourself competitive? Do you still feel like you're like on a bottom rung or a lower rung of the learning ladder kind of thing? Where do you sit in that sort of scale now? I've hit a bit of wall on FIFA, not sure what's happened. What, in terms of enjoyment or progress? Lotus says, first time I've heard you got a new monitor. That is your birthday soon. Oh, it's true, it's my birthday, December 3rd. There you go, you've heard it again. There's 2 times. I loved your GIF, Ice Cream Uploads. It was simple and got the job done. And got the job, behold! My stuff. It's fucking. It's from Thor, isn't it? Ragnarok. Carl Urban. Yeah, quality. I was gonna do it. Do you know what? I'm super blessed to have this. It's birthday. Blah blah blah. Getting it early. I just needed to set it up and all that stuff. But I just thought that sold it all. Just jealous. Scream with them. But yeah, bless. Over 100 views is very very good. It is. That's what I was saying to Bibby last night. I said the irony is we don't get 200 views. We have done a few times. It's usually either we're on the front page, someone has raided us, or the only time we've got to 200 viewers on our own has been when we've had special events. So when we've done the Ice Cream Uploads Invitationals and things like that. So when we've done those in the past, we have had front page, but we had one where we got probably not even just 200. It was probably more like 180 or something like that. So 200 viewers is actually very, very cushy in terms of the streamer world. So if we did have 200 viewers regularly, we could afford all the fucking monitors, because at that point it's quite easy to get sponsors and shit. So the guy clearly doesn't know what he's on about anyway. Good morning, gents. Can I say that I have 5 monitors on my desk and I have fewer than you guys. You're not allowed, Gagad, actually. You have to send them back. Only when you can use those monitors to earn enough revenue to pay for those monitors, at that point can you do that. I mean, let's forget the fact that you probably use those monitors for work, which actually allows you to pay for those monitors, just like I have done as well. But let's forget that. Let's leave that alone. That's logic. We don't mention the logic. Speaking of monitors, I got a nice 2K one. Got a 3080. I'm not a streamer, but it makes a difference to games. That's for sure. Exactly. Playing games here, even talking to Bibby this morning before I started streaming, I said it's like sitting. Do you know, if anyone hasn't seen the setup, actually, before I show you the setup, because I've got this already queued up, ready to bring on screen. This is the stream schedule for this week, by the way. So we are here. This is Wednesday. So we are in the scoop for the 10 a.m.-ish stream. There will be PUBG tonight, but don't forget that there is the extra stream. Myself and Baby will be playing Call of Duty Vanguard from 1 p.m. So in about an hour and a half, we will be live on twitch.tv/official-insert-coin playing some Call of Duty Vanguard. So if you do want to jump in and join us for that, we would absolutely appreciate any of you, even if it's just lurking. Open up the stream on a second tab. Job's a good one. Nice. But yeah, if you didn't see the setup, this is what it looks like. And yes, we don't get 200 stream viewers every time we stream, but we it's nice to sit here. It's nice to sit here in front of all this. I said to Bibi, it's like sitting in front of Mission Control, but it's just the amount of productivity. I don't have to click onto my left monitor now to then minimize OBS, to open up Wavelink, to open up my Stream Deck software and VoiceBud and things. They're all on my top monitor now, so I can get to them at a flick. And this morning, whilst I was working, I had Discord open on my right monitor, talking to Bibby, But say if I was watching West and Hamish playing some PUBG this morning, I just had those split screen on the top monitor. West had the right side, Hamish had the left, and I could keep those on screen at all time while still talking to Bibby. It's amazing. So I mean, not that I ever needed that guy's permission to get a monitor, but honestly, just a jealous turd. You do you. Buy what you want, play what you want, get what you want. Nice. According to the rules, you need to reduce to 3 monitors, apparently. Oh, shit. Well, that's what I had before. This is awkward.
Yeah.
I
still have the 2.
Hoarding PS5s, I'll let you off, but hoarding monitors, how dare you? That's not factually correct. I don't hoard PS5s. I buy them and sell them for extreme profits, actually. I my last PS5, I made 1 pence profit, I'll have you know. and that's all the profit I've ever made selling PS5s. God damn it. But with 0 viewers, Tito, do I deserve any monitors? Nope. You just have to sit there and play video games and assume that your inputs are leading to the outcomes that you want. And then when you've done that for long enough to earn money to buy a monitor, then you can grow up from there. 0 views, get yourself an old CRT. You're not worthy of monitors. Get out of here. I get 2 viewers. Guess I have to swap my PS4 for an Atari. To be fair, retro gaming, it's a good place to start. I thought you were going to get us to tweet something like, "Where I see you, who the fuck are you?" Well, do you know what? I'm not gonna recommend it or condone it. But if you did want to do that sort of stuff in you, nah, we won't send the hate mob. I'd rather kill him with kindness and just go. I don't know. Fuck it. No, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's just ignore him. Having fun. Was stressed with it yesterday because of Kim Pembe. Guy ruined my entire day. Oh, is he got like a? I mean, I'm going to try to sound like I know what's happening in the FIFA now. So everyone pretend that what I'm saying is legit, and we'll go with it. Oh yeah, has he got a once to watch? Has he had an upgrade in the fuck it, I'm gone. I don't know. why is Kim Pepe so good? I kept seeing everyone talk about Dembele. Isn't he like ridiculous or something?
I don't think his card's that high unless it's the rule breaker one, but I think it's the pace, the 5-star skill moves. I think he's got 5-star weak foot as well, and that's what people obviously look for. The game, any football game is always broken with pace. Like you don't really have to rely on much else. If they've got 5-star weakers, 5-star skillers, and they've got a stupid amount of pace, it does break it a little bit, which it kind of takes you out of the immersion. But I suppose that's kind of real football, isn't it? Like Theo Walcott made a name by getting in behind because he was so fucking fast. Like he was a terrible footballer, still is a terrible footballer. He's lost his pace and he's got nothing else. Yeah, he's got nothing. They've got nothing else to fall back on when they lose the pace. That's it. But I suppose that's just real football, isn't it?
I wasn't blowing my nose. You were. Ad says 27 win streak, but I play both every year. I'll play eFootball too, just waiting for more updates. Ad says my highest view count is 72 when I was hate rated by an Italian PES streamer back when PES 20 was out. Yeah, take those numbers, baby. Precision says, it's as if the game these days, you need to be a streamer. Imagine just having this environment. I mean, I could absolutely just live. This makes working so much more productive. There's all sorts of stats that show having 1 screen and then having 2 screens increases productivity. That probably drops off a little bit in terms of 3 screens and then beyond. In terms of once you've got 3 screens, you can probably do the most that you kind of can. But this just means that I can find things at a glance without even needing to do it. It's amazing. But yeah, not using it for the streamers all the time. And yeah, shut up, mate, shut up. That's so many screens, I'd get so confused. I'm using the Celtic team in champs this weekend. Enjoy. Did Ads get a large monitor with 72 viewers? No, that unlocked him the perk to be able to upgrade to a second monitor. He doesn't get the large monitor. That's after 150. So after 150, you can go above 24-inch monitors. So yeah, sorry, Ads, mate. Sorry, Ads. Anyway, if you're in the chats and you haven't already, please do feel free to get involved over the next hour or so. We at Ice Cream Uploads, we go live on Twitch each and every single weekday. Every single day, let alone every weekday, but every weekday, apart from Friday this week, we bring you The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. For the next hour or so, we will be talking about the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, but then we want your thoughts and impressions, and then we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how this works. This podcast, this live stream, should I say, on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. It's
well before Antic.
well, we'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were splitting hairs of whether we got live at 12 or 12:01, whether it counted the morning. Today, yeah, still 25 minutes left of the morning. It's fine. It's definitely 10 a.m.-ish territory. Anyway, we do the live stream on Twitch, but then we turn it into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, lots of places where people watch and listen on demand. Over 105,000 people to be exact. So yeah, do feel free. You are babbling. Get on, boy. What? Tears bad.
It's because he needs to go to bed. It's about fucking midnight there now.
Have you never been here before? This is part of the show. God damn it. So no, I'm going to slow it down, actually. Do you know what? We go live on Twitch.tv. That's TWITCH.TV. And then a /, not a backslash, but a / ICECREAMUPLO.
Getting the HTTPS :
do you know
/ /.
Right,
Start again.
Okay. HTTPS : / and then you can have the optional inclusion of the W and the W and the W and the dot. You don't need to put them on, but you can do. Then we will go for TW. Okay, you get the idea. Twitch.tv. Nice. If you are in the chat, please do make sure you get involved over the next hour or so, because as we mentioned, there are tons of people that watch and listen on demand all around the world. Before we do jump into the show, I will remind you that subscribers get prizes. One subscriber gets a prize every month. This month, it's kind of two. No, last month it was kind of two. No, it is this month. There's kind of two. So Keiki won a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard, which we are going to be playing later on today. And also, Iceman is due a prize. I did start a conversation with the Iceman on what we can get him on Saturday, but haven't continued that conversation. Next month, though, December, it's Christmas. It's my birthday. Christmas?
Christmas.
Do you fancy a thwitty? Do you fancy a thwitty?
Oh, fucking hell. He just slipped into that one, didn't it?
It's Christmas.
The weather today is the breeze is stupendous. Okay, now.
Lotus is written it out. Christmas.
Oh god, that's tickle me that.
I've got two
out of nowhere.
All the doors are shut and everything. I'm sweating like a mofo already from laughing too much. Okay, Christmas in December. Let me start again. It's Christmas in December, plus it's my birthday, plus it's Bibby's birthday, and just before that, it's Ice Cream Upload's birthday as well. So we have all of the things going on. So we're going to make sure that next month's loot drop is good. We don't know what the headline prize is going to be, but we're going to accompany that with additional prizes, which in reality are the headline prizes, like an Ice Cream Upload's baseball cap, one of these super rare blackout baseball caps, or if you're precision, maybe you might want the blue and white of the Rangers style. We'll give one of those away in next month's loot drop. So if you're a subscriber on the 6th of December in Christmas month. So yeah, if you're a sub on the 6th of December, you can get included in that, as well as the loot drop. I have to remind you, because I'm wearing an insert coin hoodie and there is an insert coin jacket behind me, that we will be live on Insert Coin's channel from 1 p.m. So an hour and 20 minutes, we will be live playing Call of Duty Vanguard on twitch.tv / official Insert Coin. Join us. Make sure you join us. Not on our channel. We will host it, but we won't be live on our channel at 1 p.m. We'll be on, if anyone could just type ! Insert Coin in the chat, that would be exceptional. Thank you very much. So yeah, we will be over on twitch.tv / official Insert Coin. You can find us there. Headline prize for next month's loot drop should be 3 monitors. You don't need them all after all. That's true. Let's give away the big one. Let's get rid of them all. T does. I'm dying. I'm dying. Keep talking, babe.
So it looks like Tito has clipped. He has clipped it. That's obviously something that we'll probably end up watching at the end of the show. And then One Chin comes in from Lotus, as well as Graham decides to take a swig of his brew out of his Muscle Moose cup. That does say Graham Day on the side. Mine does say Michael Meaton, but we won't go into that.
Mr. Meaton. I still feel like
Mr.
I'm going to be dying over the next few minutes. I don't feel like I've got rid of that one. But yeah, Tito with the "It's Christmas." Thank you very much, Tito. Lotus with a One Chin. Okay, we'll leave that alone. We are here, though, to talk about video games. As nice as it is to say things about trolls on the internet, squeak my microphone arm, and all of the other things, we are here to talk about video games. Mr. Bibb.
Yeah.
You appear through your
Yes.
Twitch history. Let me jump into the split screen.
God. Don't go with my history.
No, Twitch. Not
Okay,
your PS4
okay.
browser history. Woo! Your Twitch history would suggest that you were a fan of old school Grand Theft Auto games, Vice City and the like.
Vice City is the king. I mean, people will say that San Andreas is obviously up there as well, which they are. There isn't a bad GTA game, maybe 4, but when it comes down to the trilogy, Graham, I'm all in.
Well, the GTA Trilogy, which is it out this week? Is it out already?
It's out tomorrow.
Out tomorrow. Okay.
Officially, it's out tomorrow.
Well, the footage is out today, as over an hour of footage from the GTA Trilogy gameplay has been leaked, which is interesting because we've had GIFs and things, but we've not actually had any video game footage from Rockstar. Now, over an hour of footage from all 3 of the video games has been leaked. That will be our first story of the day. We'll then jump into the next story, which, if you're after a PS5, if you're looking for a console this Christmas, then it potentially could get easier. If not, there could be a different avenue to look into, as PlayStation's direct online store has launched in the UK. We'll go through whether you can get consoles, whether it's just accessories, or what, as our second article of the day. We'll then jump into the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog, notably sat over Bibby's shoulder, will be going open world. The next Sonic game, potentially, this is only a rumour, could be an open world Sonic game. That actually has my attention. Back 4 Blood gets single player offline progression next month, and then we'll finish up with the fact that 2K has acquired a new studio. But for now, GTA, the trilogy. Let me jump into the comment. Seeing all the comments. The soundtrack in GTA Vice City, Drool Face, says Precision.
Absolutely.
Emotion,
The best.
98.3. More mood swings than your pregnant wife. Emotion, 98.3. It's fucking amazing. Amazing. Venmus Reaper, hello. Hey, how you doing? Welcome into the stream.
Morning.
Lotus says, I'll be listening whilst hoovering the house on ye old headphones. Well, enjoy. Enjoy. Tasebad says, never played GTA, only have PlayStation for my grandson, Batman Lego. I'd rather wait to get a PS5. Too expensive with the resellers. College costs enough. Yeah, don't buy from the resellers. You'll be able to get it direct from PlayStation. But that's the second article. For now, this one is the first. Written by Chris Scullion at VGC. Over an hour of GTA Trilogy gameplay footage has leaked. Videos of all 3 Definitive Edition games have appeared on YouTube. Gameplay footage from Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, has leaked online ahead of the game's release. Players who have been getting the game early have been sharing footage on Reddit and YouTube. One user in particular has uploaded more than an hour of footage spanning all 3 games. Rockstar itself has still yet to release official gameplay footage, as all its promotional material for the game so far has been limited to cutscenes. This includes a series of animated GIFs the publisher released yesterday to help build hype for the game. Didn't actually know this was going to be in the article, by the way. That's just what I've noticed. The new footage, however, shows the actual game in action, highlighting the differences made, such as the inclusion of the weapon wheel from later GTA games. Skip past the videos. The Definitive Edition, which includes remasters of PS2 games GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, is available to preload now on consoles and launches digitally at 3 p.m. GMT tomorrow for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC via the Rockstar Games launcher. According to Rockstar, the GTA Trilogy will feature across-the-board upgrades. Okay, we can leave that there. You get the idea. So, super excited. Everyone wants a bit of this. GTA and Rockstar haven't been sharing this, but people have taken it on themselves to put the footage out there. There's all sorts of questions that would make me ask, why are we not seeing this footage? Because the last time we spoke about that at any real length, it was Cyberpunk. We didn't see Cyberpunk footage. Is it this sort of situation? Well, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Bib?
Well, Lake actually he kind of broke this to us this morning in terms of what this game looks like. It's the first time that I'd actually seen gameplay from it, as he posted it in our Discord. So if you're not in our Discord, why? Because the conversation doesn't just end with the scoop, it carries on in our Discord as well. So Lake posted this last night or early this morning, and I took a look at it, and you know what? Graphically, it is, as you'd expect, a million times away from what we experienced with the PlayStation 2. The only thing that's kind of worrying me at the moment is the gamma. The gamma looks really low. That could just be because the person who was playing it had it on super low, so that when it was dark, it was like pitch black. It was like survival horror black rather than it just being dark, which is a problem in my opinion. It means that the lighting hasn't been sorted properly within the game. So that's the only thing that I can think of, and that I've actually seen that looks bad at this moment in time. The rest of it, the audio sounds crisp. Obviously, if you are trying to play a PlayStation 2 nowadays, PlayStation 2 game nowadays, the audio isn't always the best. The soundtracks, the decent, but the audio always sounds quite muffled. But the audio in this actually sounds quite good. It sounds like it's been remastered. It sounds like it's had that kind of polish that you'd expect from like an album from 1980. And then they remaster it and bring it out now, and it just sounds much cleaner through your speakers. That's what it sounds like with this. So from what I'm seeing so far, it looks decent. Am I going to be buying it? Absolutely. Did I want a double dip? Yes, but then I found out that it was 55 quid. Chances are I'm probably not going to do that. I wanted it on my PS5 and also on my Nintendo Switch. Probably not going to do that because that will be a lot of money that I don't have to be able to spend on video games. So chances are I'm probably just going to get this on PlayStation 5 for the time being.
You're going to stream it?
Well, this is also something that I needed to think about as well. So yes, I do want to stream it. I also need to do what I do with music when I'm playing. When I'm playing FIFA or something like that, and I have the music playing in the background.
VOD stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Because I mean, I probably will have to delete the VOD anyway straight afterwards because we are playing live. We're playing music during the stream. Someone told me, I can't remember who it was, that said that even though you're streaming live afterwards, even though you delete the VOD, it's still in the background somewhere. It's in like a locker. So like you have a recycle bin on your desktop where you delete it from your computer, it goes into your recycle bin. Only when you clear the recycle bin does it go. Twitch is the recycle bin that you can't have access to. Which is obviously a worry, but I mean it's a video game. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't play Vice City, you can't play any of the Grand Theft Auto games without having the music playing. So yes, I'm going to be streaming it because chances of us getting banned. Do you know what I mean? Compared to all the other thousands of streamers that I'll be doing at the same time, absolutely, I'm going to be streaming this game. 110%.
Chances of us getting banned as you banned in 3, 2.
Yeah.
Just on that, by the way, just to add, obviously, as with any channel, us the smallest channels or the largest channels on Twitch, just because we have a take on our channel because we're Twitch partners, don't mean we have any preferential treatment. Anyone could be banned for playing music on Twitch. Yeah. So just want to put that caveat out there. Don't want anyone to go, oh, well, okay, as long as it's gone, it's fine. Yeah, we are running a risk by playing music, but it adds enough to the stream that it's worth the risk. If we get a strike, we get a strike and we'll stop at that point in time. We have no strikes on the channel, so we're playing it safe-ish. But yeah, there you go. Where did we get to? Precision says, Scully, seen many of his meltdowns before. It wouldn't be a good journalist. All the best journalists have meltdowns. You've got absolutely love a good Twitter meltdown, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose it's more to do with his football team than anything else.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he'd want a blue and white hat. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ad says, I reckon the skateboard gif is a hint to bully as it doesn't fit the GTA games. Lake says, my main concern is the music. Yeah, exactly. That's. I mean, anyone that's just playing the games, the music is absolutely 100% not the main concern. That's the win. If you're playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you're playing San Andreas. Different soundtracks for different moods. San Andreas soundtrack has some absolute bangers. Even before you even get just the stat there. I can't even forget. It sounds more like an ice cream truck then, but that. But you all know what I mean. The worst thing is I butchered that, but you still know what I mean. That like electric feedback sort of synth loop that you get as you're loading up the what's it called? San Andreas menus. Badass. And then you've got fucking Dr. Dre and all the rest within the game. Exceptional. But not so much for Twitch streamers, which is something that will still have to be looked at. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating in that sort of sense. It would be nice to see if they had some sound-alikey stuff or some covers that were allowed to be used, and they had like an alternative soundtrack for something that's so soundtrack heavy. But yeah, that's a whole different story. As for the footage being leaked, there's a couple of questions off that then. So why do you think we haven't seen footage from Rockstar? And is this footage being leaked kind of demand that was created by the absence of that footage? So is this a negative for Rockstar's teams that's been created by Rockstar's teams for not providing the footage that people want to see? What are your thoughts, babe?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan said it there. Like, very little work has gone into the remasters. It doesn't look that great. Was wondering why they didn't show much gameplay, especially for £60. I mean, this isn't what he was saying. You could argue that it's a Cyberpunk situation, which I don't think either of those things are specifically true. I don't understand why they haven't marketed it as well as they probably should have done, considering these games have been in the pipeline for so long. I had this conversation in the office. It was either yesterday or last week. Like, these games have been in the pipeline for a long time, and it wouldn't surprise me if the only thing that was stopping them from being released is the licensing and the music, because without that, there's no point in having the game. But these are a world away. I mean, they're not built in Unity, they're not built in the Unreal Engine, they're not built in the RE engine, they're not built in these modern day engines that look fantastic. These look like they've just changed all of the textures, updated the gameplay to a larger sense. They don't look like modern games, and I think that's what people are a little bit miffed at. They probably wanted what Grand Theft Auto 5 looks like now, but in a GTA old school definitive edition trilogy, the original trilogy. They want that kind of thing, but it's not. It does. This game does not look like any of the other ones. It just plays like that. I feel like they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. If they changed what this looks like to make it look like GTA 5, would that still have the charm? Obviously, I'd still be playing it, but I don't think it would be right for them to be able to do that. They need to try and keep the old school aesthetic, which they have done with this. They've just made it look a lot better. They've changed the art style to make it look a lot more modern. I don't think a GTA 5 world environment textures style would work for these games. I genuinely don't think. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong. If someone has a GTA 5 that has a Vice City mod in there and it looks as good as this does with all the bright neon lights and the clothing and stuff like that, and it isn't just a snide replica version of Vice City, then I'm happy to be able to be proved wrong with that one. But I genuinely don't think that a modern day GTA 5 style works with these games. I feel like they've done the best thing. They've updated the artwork, they've updated the art style to make it look more modern, but also fit with what it previously was.
Yeah, I mean, I think with in terms of the technology, I think that could definitely work with it. The issues though you get though is like if you then say Tommy Vercetti from Vice City, the main character, if you spruce him up so he looks like Trevor from GTA 5 to that sort of level of almost you can see the pores on his face rather than let me bring this back up on the screen. This is Tommy Vercetti. There he is. Ta-da! Like, okay, that looks so much better than the previous one. Still doesn't look anywhere near GTA 5. Okay, you get it. It's somewhere between the two. It's better than PS2. It's PS 3.5 graphics, maybe the early PS4. I'd love to see it done to the modern sort of level, but that's where you get the jarring bit is like the ocean view letters behind him. Obviously, you can see the edges of the polygons. It's not a perfect round C or a perfect round O. The E is fine because it's all straight lines, but when you're doing round stuff, back in the day, you'd have to just fill it with loads of little straight lines, which is what actually happens today. They're just so small that you can't actually tell the difference between them. Pixels, you get. But like, if they work on Tommy Vercetti, then they have to work on everything right down to the OCEAN of ocean view, every plan, every curb, and that's when it becomes pretty much a remake rather than a remaster. So I'd love a fucking remake. I absolutely would. But that's fine enough. There was a good comment though. Where was it? There we go. Actually, there's a couple of comments. I'll go through them all. But there was a comment from Precision that I wanted to pull out. Where did we get to? Chat is rolling again. Precision said, who would have thought it? Music stopping people streaming their favourite games? That's another topic, though. I find it just a bit of kicking teeth for games, but also understand the artist side too. Bummer. Jordan says, soundtracks removed and stuff censored. We all knew it was happening. Lake says, Vice City has the best soundtrack in the history of gaming. Facts. 100%. Mr. Jim Butter says, as streaming gets bigger, you'd have thought something would happen in order to allow music on video games. I think something will happen. It just needs someone to put the knob on the block first, kind of thing. So it will happen. Once it happens, you'll see it just sweep through as everyone struggles to fights to keep up. Then Tito says it should have a streaming mode. I'd be surprised if it doesn't, but I also
I don't want that.
Yeah,
the whole purpose of these games was to be able to enjoy it with the music. If I have to listen to some YouTube copyright stuff, then yeah, that's probably not for me. I don't know if Jordan's just put the same link in there, but I've found one, a GTA 5 remake mod for Vice City. I've just had a quick look at. It looks okay. It doesn't look as bright and vibrant as I'm guessing this version's going to be. It actually looks a bit dull, if I'm being perfectly honest. You can see as it...
pinning that one. I'll come back to that one as well. I'll catch up through the comments first. So Ad says, Rockstar probably think them games are massive already. They speak for themselves. Then this is where we get to. So Jordan said, very little work has gone into those remasters. Doesn't look that great. Was wondering why they didn't show much gameplay, especially for 60 quid. But Precision's made a good point. I agree with this, but you need to look at it as 20 quid per game because you are getting 3 separate games in this. You can't buy them individually, so you obviously it is still 60 quid, but 20 quid for if someone says if you've got Vice City, here it is in all its blocky glory. Would you spend 20 quid to get that remastered, smoothed off, better quality graphics, and the ability to play it on your current console, not having to download some form of emulator that might be buggy out on your PC? Precision says, is it worth it? Still debatable. Will I buy these remasters? Likely. Fuck. But that's it, though. It's like, some people are like, I don't want to spend 20 quid on that. But the amount of time that you would get on that, when we break it down to the hour per hour sort of stuff, you get 10 hours out of that. You're spending £2 per hour on that, which is that's a bargain in itself. If you're going to play all 3 games, then it's still good value, in my opinion. If you're not going to play all 3 games, you're just going to play 2 of the games, which is probably more likely for me. I might not play 3. I might just do Vice City and San Andreas. But still, the hours there and the value out of it is still worth it for me in just those hours alone, just for the ability to play it straight on my console. Yeah, there are all sorts of issues in terms of streams and all that sort of stuff, but yeah. I'll buy the remasters, but when it's cheaper, the PC mods brought so much more. Issue is when they have censored and taken stuff away, it would ruin what made these games great, which it seems what has happened. We've already seen PC mods have done these games in their own respective engines. Someone did a GTA Vice City mod last year. Okay, if it's YouTube videos, I don't want to click it. I thought it might be an article.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right enough. It's all right enough. So this is Dr. GTA on YouTube. This is his video.
On the link that I sent, if you watch it for like 3 or 4 seconds, you know the picture that was at the top of the article, it actually shows what it looked like in the original PC version. You see how blurry it is.
So what time?
If you just leave it and let it go a couple of seconds, it'll show you outside Ocean View.
And then does it show you the GTA 5 version, or was that it?
That's it. I think it's just showing you comparisons between the both. It doesn't actually show like the PlayStation 5 version. But I mean, as you can see the car driving down the road and stuff, like the buildings don't look great. You could tell that someone's just taking the textures out of one thing. It's like when you see
I'm gonna pause it just here. Oh no, I've missed it. But there is a car parked, and the car has like nice shiny metallic graphics, and then you've got a butane gas bottle that is just it looks like it's made out of paper and someone's folded it and put it in the game, because and that for me is jarring. Is like, at least with the mods and stuff, you get that obviously you have to take it with a pinch. There's a reason I don't play a lot of mods, because they aren't perfect at all. But you take it, it's got a bit of charm, is the fact that this is something new, something bespoke, something created for your enjoyment from someone else that's not on a payroll or whatever. But playing the remastered version, you get that, but a little bit further. You get where everything, it might not all be to the graphic of the Sabre Turbo car, but it's definitely not at the low level of the graphics of the butane gas. It's kind of like middle ground between the both kind of thing.
The biggest comparison that I could probably make is I know the chat are probably avid Pez, well, they are avid Pez fans. Like, if you take one of the old football stadiums, I don't know, maybe like if you take an older football stadium that was in an older Pez and then try and put it into the new Pez, like the Etihad isn't in Pez and it never has been, but they'll take the FIFA version of it, reskin it down, maybe take some quality textures out, and then put it in to Pez. It doesn't look right. It looks odd compared to the grass and everything that's on the field. It looks like well out of place. That's kind of like what that looks like because they've taken some of the textures that isn't necessarily meant for that game, but then tried to put it into a game that's a lot more modern.
Yeah,
Like I say, that's a bit jarring.
that doesn't work for me. I'd much rather play a full across the board remaster because
Yeah,
if my like I was saying if Tommy Vercetti gets the Trevor treatment from GTA 5 and he's got some really detailed stubble, he's got his flowery baby shirt on open, he's got some
yeah,
chest hairs poking out or whatever, and it looks class, but then he walks past a bottle of butane gas like you've seen in that mod. Okay, he looks class, and that's where the majority of my time is going to be spent looking. That's exactly what the ethic is in this. Your car is what you're looking at. It looks amazing. The world around it, not so much, but you're driving past that most of the time. It's at speed. It doesn't matter that much, but it does matter that much to me. So I'd prefer to have the consistency across the board, which is why 20 quid to remaster that game gets rid of that clashing for me, and just gives me something consistent. And I'd much rather spend 20 quid and play GTA Vice City in that sort of setup.
yeah. You want the remaster to be right the way across the board, not just a few assets, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting from this. I honestly can't wait for this game. It's going to be amazing. I can see the skepticism from it. I understand that people will probably want something that looks a lot more modern, especially for the price tag. But as it stands, for someone who played the ever-loving shit out of the original Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, this is like a dream come true, and I imagine it's that way for a lot of gamers as well. But again, what does it say about the current climate of games if we're buzzing for a 20-year-old game that's coming back into modern day technology? I don't know.
Let me jump back into the chat as there's been some good conversation in the chat. Good morning. Is it? No, afternoon now to Mr. T. These remasters are exactly that and look like really good upgrades of years-old classics. You're talking about putting important stadiums. Precision says the old Bayern Stadium. Mr. T says, I wouldn't want them to look hyper-realistic. I want them to keep the semi-cartoony stylized look. They are, but sharper and more vibrant. I love it. See, I'd take either. I would take both. I'd happily take a remastered stylized version, or I would take a fully remade version of the game. The issue is when you get the between both worlds. So that is what that mod is. It's kind of an amalgamation of the two. You've got the remade graphics of the car and the details in that of the Sabre Turbo, and then you've got, and it's not even really remastered, the butane gas. But that's obviously it's an extreme version of it. But let's say that's remastered. It's not. But that's kind of a good way of describing remastered versus remade in the same thing, which is what obviously mods are community projects. They fit a different purpose. I would take either. I'd take a remaster or a remake, but just not both in one. It should be easy to import the Etihad. At least they don't have to bother with a crowd. Kappa. To which Precision says 1-0 to Tito, and then says, but also 2-0 to City. Touche. Yeah. Touche, fucker. And then Tito gets banned by himself. Nice. To be fair, I get San Andreas and Game Pass, so I'll play. I love these games, don't get me wrong, but probably the price point hits harder than most.
I can understand that. Someone who wanted to double dip, I can. £35, I'd have bought them both, but for £55 each, at this moment in time, I'd have to pick and choose. But again, I'm not complaining about the price at all because for £20 per game, I know you have to buy all three of them, but £55 for 3 games that have been remastered, you can't really argue with that. I understand that it might not be, if this isn't going to be your main game, £55, you probably don't want to spend that. But if it's something that you thought, do you know what, if it was £15, I could buy them individually, I 100% would have done that. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think overall for the price of all 3 of them, for the amount of work, and don't forget the licenses would have cost a fuck ton in this as well. So that's it. I imagine where most of the money's as well.
That's the thing for me is you've got to repay for all of the voice actors and all of isn't Vice City it's got Ray Liotta, Danny Dyer, and all these other people that will have to be signed on. I'd assume, I don't know how it works. I'm assuming they're getting some money. Maybe not as much as they did the first time around, maybe even more because they're bigger names now. So all those guys are getting a payday. All of the music companies will be taking some for the tracks. And it's not as if they're just remastering like Sonic the Hedgehog or Mario. These are still open world story games that have narrative and things that all need to be going through. So, see, I don't mind the pricing on these. I mean, I get it if, like you say, if you want to buy it on multiple platforms, but it's, I don't know, it's still being remastered for multiple platforms. Just buy it for one now and then get the others one when it comes cheaper. Nice.
I wonder if Switch tax is going to be a thing for this.
Well, buy it for the Switch now and then buy it on the PS5 when it comes cheaper. Nice. There you go. Also, I bet lots of work gone into these remasters. Look at the comparisons, says Mr. T. I smile like a maniac knowing that was shite patter, but also knowing you'd appreciate it. I'm not buying only because I don't have new gen, says Ads. The PS5 version is the PS4 version from what someone pointed out in the community. I'm not sure if it changes anything.
I thought that was the same as well. I didn't think there was a specific PS5 version. Again, happy to be wrong with that, but I thought it might have just been PS4 that you can play in your PS5. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was PS4 that put that. But is that an issue? Like,
I don't think so,
because it's been remastered. It does what could a remaster arguably do that could only be done on next gen? We're still remastering an old game, so I don't know. I mean, obviously, feel free to let me know what your thought. I just feel like if you're remastering a PS2 version and upscaling it without remaking it all, then it's still going to be less than what a PS4 or a PS4 should still be able to run that, even when you're kind of pushing the envelope with a remaster, right? We're not. I mean, obviously not.
I can't see a PS5 get a case actually. I think someone might have mocked that up. I can see PS4, a lot of PS4 cases, Xbox and Nintendo Switch. I think this PlayStation 5 one's been mocked up. I think it is just one of them ones that you can play. It's a PS4 version. It's just one of them approved ones that you can play on there.
Or it could just be a case of they add it as a PS4 and a PS5 SKUs, so that if they want to tinker with haptic stuff going down the line, if it does numbers for them, they might want to throw that sort of stuff in. Anyway, let's start to put a pin in this one then. I'm going to go through all the stories again. Not done them again since I finished them way back in the day. It'll be worth it for me at least. No, for me too. I mean, yeah. I said 3 is the one that I probably wouldn't play, but that's probably the one that I'd probably benefit the most from playing because I can't quite remember the story. Whereas obviously you like Vice City and San Andreas live rent free in my head, so yeah. I'm probably getting more benefit out of playing 3. So yeah, me too. I hope the trilogy gets mods. I love the Chaos mod. I mean, that's the thing as well. Imagine if the remasters get remastered in mods. That's where you get your remakes.
I'm gonna do that. People have got too much time on their hands. They do a very, very good job, the modding community, in making these games. Like, there's no way that GTA 5 they would still not be pumping GTA 5 out if it wasn't for the mods. Like the new lease of life with 5M and no pixel and stuff like that is the only reason why GTA 5 is still knocking about. Same with Skyrim. That there's no way that game should be being sold 10 years after the fact, but the mods are still making these games playable 10 years later. And again, mods do an unbelievable job in making these games worthwhile still playing.
If you want to know what the Switch version looks like, just rub Vaseline all over the screen while playing the PS4 or Xbox versions. Funny. I actually did it. I heard something the other day about like if Switch doesn't have like a pro model that adds to it.
So someone decides to knock at my door. Who do they think they are?
How dare they? Yeah, so if the Switch... Oh, Coco Cam! Coco! Should we jump into Coco Cam while Bibby's not here? So whilst he's not here, we'll jump into the Bib setup so we can see Coco on the windowsill. There she is! Let's see if we can get her attention. Coco! Wait! Oh, she's looking at me! She's looking at me! Wow! Oh, she's mugged me off now. Okay. So yeah, let's say if the Switch Pro doesn't happen... there's a lot more scenarios where people are starting to realize that, like, people used to pay the Switch tax. People used to buy a game on the PlayStation and then pay full price again months later on the Switch because it was the Switch. But they kind of got bored of doing that. There's been numerous people saying that Switch tax just isn't a thing that's attractive as much anymore. Not for third-party games. For the Nintendo games, fair enough. But for third-party games that you've already got, not so much. So that Vaseline over the screen, meaning it's like you've got the same game that you've got elsewhere, it just doesn't look as good. Would you be willing to pay for that? And this is probably the kind of game where that proof should be in the pudding, or we'll find out whether it's in the pudding or the eating of the pudding or not. Because if you can get a game on your PS5 and pay for it full price, and then get it again on the Switch and pay for it full price, and this is a game that you already own for your PS2 and you paid for it at full price, would people actually do that? Not sure. Can we ban Bib for that shirt? United all the way, says Tasbad. It's all right. We'll make him take it off, not on stream, because we'll get nipple tax and stuff. But yeah, insert on stream.
I've got pierced nipples. I think we might get tossed.
Oh, aye. Not that sort of stream.
Oh, aye. This man forgetting it.
She'll come in now. What?
Yeah, she's gone out. That's why I went to get the bill.
Yeah, we switched to Coco Cam when you went out, and I went, Coco! I pretended to wave because I was at one side of the screen and she was over, and then she looked at me. I was like, wow, she heard me. Anyway, so there we go. That was the lead story of the day. 1 hour of GTA Trilogy footage has been leaked. You can find the footage online. We're not going to share it because, cease and desists. We don't want to get a content strike from Rockstar. We want to talk about it naturally. That's free play. But yeah, we're not going to show it. You can find it. If you do find it and you do read through it, do let us know. We are on social media, Ice Cream Uploads across the board. Do let us know what your thoughts are. Speaking of social media, we often mention on social media, either on the Ice Cream Uploads account or on my account, when and where you can buy PS5s. We'll often tell you if they go on sale on Amazon and so on. We're just recycling information that you can get from other accounts on Twitter, like PS5 Stock Alert UK and things like that, just so that people don't miss out on securing consoles or hardware and whatever. Anyway, it looks like there is a new way for you to be able to do that for yourselves, as Andy Robinson at VGC has the next story that says PlayStation's direct online store has launched in the UK. UK PlayStation users can now buy games and accessories from Sony. Sony Interactive Entertainment, SIE, has launched its PlayStation Direct online store in the UK following its rollout in Germany earlier this week. SIE's US operation launched PlayStation Direct to sell consoles, games, and accessories direct to consumers back in September 2019, and now the store is finally rolling out to Europe. At the time of publishing, PlayStation 5 consoles are not in stock. A job advert posted last December suggested SIE was working to build on the successful launch of PlayStation Direct in the US by bringing the store to Europe, a plan it confirmed during an investor relations event in May. Quote, PlayStation Direct has achieved significant revenue in the US market within little more than a year of starting operations, SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan said during a presentation. Quote, we plan for 300% further growth within this fiscal year, helped by our upcoming launch in Europe. End quote. It was reported last week that Sony has been air freighting PS5 stock into the UK. Okay, we don't need to touch that. But we can touch on the headline. PlayStation's Direct store has launched in the UK. It's been around in the US for a couple of years, Bib. Do you think this changes anything? The fact that PlayStation is selling direct to the consumers, will they see how quick stock comes and goes? Will that make a difference to how they plan to engage with communities and the retail consumers and the retail side of things? That obviously there's been tons of issues, particularly if you want to buy from a website like Game, because just don't bother, it's not worth it. What are your thoughts?
The only way that this is something that will survive, well, I mean, it won't cost them anything to keep the website there, but the only reason why people will go to this website is, one, they've got stuff that you can't buy anywhere else, and two, the price needs to be competitive. Like, if they're selling the same products as, say, Argos, Game, CEX, or any other retail store that sells video game stuff, like, why would anyone else want to go directly? Why would you want to go directly to PlayStation when it might be £5 more? Like, it needs to be as competitive as everywhere else, and maybe sell things that maybe you can't find anywhere else. Maybe a limited edition stuff may cost a little bit more. And there's a lot of maze in here, but I don't really know their game plan. So I don't know. The only way that it will actually stick into people's minds to go to the PlayStation store is, again, if they've got something there that you can't find anywhere else. It's the only place that has stock or is competitively priced. What's the point in having a store that's 15 quid, David, and everything else anywhere else?
Yeah, I mean that's always a worry. Like, if you buy from a digital store, then you pay the premium. It's usually a game that you can buy in any retail store for 30 quid. It's 60 quid, 65 quid on the PlayStation Store. Surely that can't be the case with hardware. But then again, hardware tends to keep a flat rate price. We will cover it in the news if, like we had a few months ago, Nintendo Switch hardware prices dropped by, what was it, 50 quid or something like that, 20 quid?
Yeah.
So maybe it's easier for hardware and peripherals and things like that. And then that's when you start to get those things like you used to get Nintendo. I don't know if they still do it. If you bought Nintendo games or products, you would get like codes in the cases to add to your account, and when you've bought so much stuff, you could then redeem that to get usually something crap like a Nintendo pin badge or something like that, or if you bought tons of games, you'd be able to redeem it and get some special limited edition vinyl or something like that or whatever. They had basically a retail store that gave you sort of like club card points, but for Nintendo. Would it be interested to see if PlayStation start doing things like that, or whether it's just a case of, okay, we can cut out the middleman, we can get rid of independence, we can get rid of all of these. I mean, our game going to be here forever anyway? Why do we gamble on that? Let's just sell them ourselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense, and I hope it shows them what happens with the situation. I don't know if I say the situation, I mean the situation around buying a console. I don't know how much Sony care or can influence the current situation. Being you go to Amazon, it's busy as feck, but you can often get what you need to if you've done it right. Obviously, sometimes not. It's kind of flip a coin as to whether you'll get in and you'll get good, whether the system goes down, whether your transaction goes through. Go to something like Game, and they just don't care. As long as if they've got 100 consoles, if they sell 100 consoles, they don't care if that's to you or to someone else that's going to then come back and sell it to you, a second-hand sale or a scalper. They don't care as long as they shift 100 consoles. It'd be interesting to see if that has any impact on PlayStation and whether they actually care. Because PlayStation, it's all right for them going, oh, we care. We want the games and the consoles to be shipped to users, but they don't really give a toss because they've sold all 100 to Game, and then what Game do, it's kind of, it was out of our hands. So I'd like to see if they have that level of protection that the bigger retailers have, the likes of your Amazons and thing, because I would not, and I could not recommend anyone buying a PlayStation from Game, even though that's where my first PlayStation came from. I could not recommend it to anyone else because it's such a sketchy procedure, and hopefully PlayStation selling them would add a little bit into that. People are streaming it on Twitch until banned, says Ads. I'm guessing that was GTA. Why do this? Daddy, can I come back home to buy one, please? Of course you can. Yeah, of course you can. Game is already out in New Zealand. Is it? It's out in soon, like a few hours. Okay. It's on Australia PS Store, no PS5 available. I mean, the fact that they've launched it is good because that's when you get those cool situations like with Microsoft. What's it called? Is it called Microsoft All Access or something like that? Where you get you get PlayStation, you get your Xbox Series X or S, you get access to Game Pass Ultimate and a console and whatever, and then you get EA Play and all sorts of other cool things thrown into that, and then you pay one monthly fee of 20 quid a month or whatever for however many months. That's a good way to get people in without having to go through stupid high interest things. And if PlayStation do that, then that's a win. That's a win. So I'm all for PlayStation selling direct. That does damage the industry in terms of retailers, but that's a whole different kettle of fish.
They'll stop. Well, they'll do stuff that Game won't do. Like Game, you want to buy something, you want to buy a PlayStation 5. Okay, well the only stock that we have is the £1,000 bundle where you can get 3 games, 4 controllers, 2 charging cables, and everything else. You can't just directly buy the console.
What do you mean the only stock you have? Because I can literally just see the PS5 sat on the shelf right there. Yeah, I know it looks like it's just a PS5, but it's actually a PS5 with 2 extra controllers, 5 other games, 15 million FIFA points and COD points and whatever. What? But it's literally just I know, but when I pick it up, I'm legally entitled because my boss told me to pick up all the other stuff and make you buy that. Oh, okay, yeah.
It's shady but smart because if people really want it, they're going to pay the extra money for it. Same way that scalpers were profiting. Yeah. People can't get hold of them. They want them. They'll pay whatever they have in their pocket to be able to have that thing. I mean, shady but smart.
Yeah. Lake says, if you have the non-pro version of EA Play subscription, $5 a month are included with Xbox Game Pass, you can play Battlefield 2042 for 10 hours starting at midnight PST on November 12th. Well, there you go. There's no GTA Trilogy category on Twitch, though. So I imagine you're probably just going to play Grand Theft Auto Vice City, right? Because it's still the same game, right? I don't know. I'd assume. They should limit the number of PlayStations people can buy. Don't. I've bought loads. For anyone that's
dummy accounts.
For anyone that's new here, by the way, I'm not a scalper. I mean, I am for all intents and purposes of banner stuff. But I've bought two that I use, and then I bought another one for Luke at work. So the only issues of limiting the number of PlayStations that people can buy is how and where and whatever that happens. I'm all for that, by the way, but it can be useful. So I've bought a PlayStation, a third PlayStation, which was my second one from Amazon for Luke. And if that was limited, then he wouldn't have been able to get that. So yeah, generally though, I agree with the sentiment behind that. Whilst it has been useful to me to make sure that a PlayStation didn't land in the hands of a scalper and landed in Luke's hands, that's a very rare situation compared to what's predominantly happening. Gamer saying here one per customer. Should split them as speedrunners flood the old GTA category. Okay. I mean, I suppose that's good for that category though. Like you add new life into that category, and the speedrunners themselves get a new boost of viewers potentially. So yeah, discussion. Anyway, moving ahead. Bib, Sonic over your shoulder.
Yep, the big man.
Would you like to take him out and go roaming around open worlds?
You know me, Graham. I love a good open world game, providing it has the mechanics for it to be worth my while.
Well, don't know about the mechanics, but I can tell you that Tom Ivan at VGC, we're sticking with VGC a lot today, says Sega's Sonic Frontiers trademark seemingly corroborates open world claims. Shout out to VGC, by the way. Exceptional website, some very, very good journalists, so it's not surprising to see them dominating certain days of the scoop because they're always on the ball. Anyway, Sega's Sonic Frontiers trademark seemingly corroborates open world claims. It's been claimed that next year's game will be similar to Zelda. Someone check on ads, make sure he's okay. Sega has filed a trademark for Sonic Frontiers, which looks likely to be the name of the next mainline entry in its flagship series. The Japanese trademark for Sonic Frontiers was filed late last month. A listing on the country's trademark body has revealed. The timing may be significant, as the trademark was filed after it was claimed online that the next entry in the series would be called Sonic Frontiers and featured an open-world setup. In May, Sega teased plans to release a new mainline Sonic game in 2022 for PS5, 4, Xbox Series X and S, One, Switch, and PC. Based on metadata referencing files used in the production of Sega's teaser trailer, it was previously suggested that the new series entry could be called Sonic Rangers. However, on October 17th, several days before Sega's trademarks were filed, an anonymous leaker claimed via Reddit that the name of the game had been changed to Sonic Frontiers. They also said it would be an open-world game similar in style to the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Sonic team head Takashi Iizuka said he'd like the game to have the same lasting impact as Sonic Adventure. In a Sonic Stadium interview published in June, the franchise creative office said he hoped the upcoming game would provide the building blocks for future Sonic titles for many years to come. We'll keep going. It's not just filler. Okay, Sonic Adventure laid the foundations for 20 years of Sonic titles after its release. So in the same way, I really hope that this new title releasing in 2022 lays the foundation for the following future Sonic titles. That is the idea behind the challenge for the team, Iizuka said. While not ready to detail the game, he added, quote, "Since this title is still mid-development, there is nothing I can speak to, but I did want to say that the development team has been spending their time to do something new and challenging. Through a lot of trial and error, the team is looking to present everyone a new Sonic game, and I hope your warm support of their work can motivate them to really deliver against that challenge." So, delivering something new, something different for Sonic. Open world, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild-like gameplay. Could you see that working in the Sonic world? What are your thoughts, babe?
I don't think it will. Like, Sonic was built around speed. A world and an environment like Legend of Zelda, the way that they're saying this, take out Link and put Sonic in, I don't think that's going to work. Like, I genuinely don't. I think it'll be a shocking decision. So they need to do something that's, if they want an open world game like Zelda, that's absolutely fine, but they need to make the environment Sonic-esque. And with the release of Sonic Mania, I felt like they went back to their roots, which was perfect. They pleased all of the traditional Sonic fans with that. I just don't see how an open world environment will benefit Sonic in any way, shape, or form. Like Sonic is meant to be fast. He was meant to get from one place to the next as fast as possible. That isn't a Zelda open world game. Like traversing the landscape in an open world game, you're meant to be able to take in the scenery around you, the environment, and have a look around and take out enemies that might be in a specific place that you need to get to. That isn't a Sonic game. So I would be interested to see how this would work. Because if someone was to say that to me, like you just put the question to me, this isn't right.
Yeah, it's. I hope it's good. I hope that they're smarter people than me and go, actually, do you know what, this could really work really, really well. I hope it's not just a case of Immortals Phoenix Rising. Someone mentioned something in the chat as well. Everyone's going down the Breath of the Wild route with Elden Ring and now Sonic. So Elden Ring, Immortals Phoenix Rising. Look at how big Breath of the Wild was. It was pretty much the diamond in the rough on the Wii U, and it dragged the Switch in its early days to be a competitive console when people thought, I don't get it. Switch? I'm going to stand next to my console, hold what looks like a keyring and waft it about? I don't think so. And now look at the Switch. But back then, Breath of the Wild was once again, it was exceptional. So I see why they would want to go after a piece of that. But you only go after that if you can deliver that. If you go after that and don't deliver, then you set yourself up for a fall. So I'm not sure. Yeah. I like the idea of Sonic open world and all that stuff. But like Bibi said, Sonic was built for speed. You get bouncy things and springs and loop the loops because they all don't really
spikes in the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Learning to jump at the right time and the wrong time, smashing through walls after you've done your turbo spin kind of stuff. It's all about using that pace as an advantage. And does that work when it's not linear?
Yeah. It's bizarre. Like, how would the combat be? Like, is Sonic going to be wielding weapons? No, he's not. Is he just going to be jumping on top of things to try and kill them? That's what you'd expect. How does that work? The more I think about it, the more I think it's a stupid fucking idea and why they even bothering. But I don't know. Maybe they'll do something revolutionary, just using something similar to Breath of the Wild. But I don't know how it would work. That's why Sonic Mania was, as Jordan said, great Sonics were all about the amazing level design. That is why Mania came back and people was buzzing about playing a Sonic game again. It was a 2D side-scrolling game that was made by fans. It was Sonic Community that they made their own versions of the game. Then Sonic Mania came along and was like, right, okay, we'll take those community members that have made fantastic levels for fan-made games in the past, get them over here, they'll make a brand new Sonic game, and Sonic Mania was born, and it was, for all intents and purposes, a classic Mega Drive Sonic game, which is what you'd expect from a Sonic game. Not an open world, whatever, brawler, combat-esque game. That is not Sonic, so I will be mortified if that's something that came out and they just stuck Sonic in there. It'll be like it'll go down flatter than the original trailer for the film when they had whatever monstrosity of Sonic that was.
That's kind of where my next question was going to be. So we saw the film came out with Sonic the Martian hedgehog kind of thing, some weird, scary anthropomorphic hedgehog crossover, like literally like someone had bred a human with a hedgehog. It looked freaky as fuck. And then they went and fixed that and made it look like what Sonic should look like.
Fantastic film, by the way.
A lot of people say that was planned marketing, where they did it on purpose to kick things out. I don't believe it was, because if that was planned, then that is someone that is living in 2030, let alone fucking 2018 or whatever when it came out. They seen how successful Sonic has been in a 3D environment there and gone, well, okay, we'll just do that in the game. If that is the case, then you need to look at what is there. Sonic in the film is about a character, about a voice, about how he has personal relationships and how he builds on that relationship throughout the course of a film. There's very, very few bits where it's actual gameplay-ish sort of stuff. The start of the film, if you haven't seen it, I won't say too much, is is basically the only part of the film where he's in the video game. That does look pretty cool, but it's once again it's something you're watching. It's like a cutscene in Sonic the Hedgehog rather than controls and so on. And I'm just thinking, like running around Zelda Ocarina of Time or old school Nintendo 64 Mario games kind of thing, where you've got the third person over the shoulder, you see the back of the head of Sonic the Hedgehog or something running around, and then like Sonic doesn't use weapons generally. So what am I to attack people? Do I just have to keep going and then propel myself away from the camera? I just feel like that'll be cool the first time I've done it, but then when I've done it for the 27,000th time, I'll be just like, not sure. I mean, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I was always Sonic over Mario as a kid, so I would love for Sonic to come back. I would love for Sonic to make the transition from 2D to 3D like Mario has. Just Mario wasn't based around that speed mechanic, which that is such a major part of Sonic. The level design complemented the speed. I can't see how it works. I mean, I hope I'm like, do you know what? Fair play. I will let Bibby eat his hat. That's fine. I don't. Yeah. But yeah, I can't say. I'm not sure. Like Mr. T says, this could end up being a spiky decision from Sega.
I agree.
QI Quackson. Nice. There we go. We'll have one of those. But that's it. We are done. We do have 2 more articles, what we're going to shelve for now. Back 4 Blood gets a single-player offline progression added next month. Next month, a new expansion in 2022. And 2K acquires a new studio. If you want to know what that studio is, what that means, we will go through that tomorrow. Apologies, but we're out of time. It's 12:30, and we are back on stream in 29 minutes over on twitch.tv/official insert coin. So make sure, if you haven't done it already, go drop a follow on official insert coin. Do please join us between 1 and 4 today as we play Call of Duty Vanguard. Myself for the first time. So I expect potato plays and some good stuff from Bib. But yeah, feel free to join us. Even if you can't stick around, drop a lurk, stick around for the whole stream, whatever. Twitch.tv/official insert coin in just over 25 minutes. Before any of that happens, though, Mr. Bib, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, that is 3 scoop streams down this week. We only have 1 more to shape, which is tomorrow, as there will be no scoops on Friday. So get that out of your calendars if it's already in there. However, you have got 2 more streams coming today. But yeah, if you want to help shape tomorrow's show, there is 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you're watching this on any of our on-demand services, then go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there for you. But all we need from you is your thoughts and impressions. Then we'll give our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? Instagram Day.
Tomorrow's show will be a solo dollop. Just myself all by myself. And I will be live at 10 a.m. Ish. 10 a.m. ish. Please do feel free to join us. As mentioned, 25 minutes or so, twitch.tv/official insert coin. We will see you for 3 hours of Vanguard. And then from 6:30 tonight, if you want some PUBG, we will be back live on this channel. I will be joined by the human Cronus himself, Mr. iLotus UK, who I don't know if he's still listening. He's back in his house. Hey, how you doing? So if you want to see myself and Lotus playing some PUBG, some duos for a few hours, well, all the hours tonight, join us from about 6:30 for that. Until then, though, have yourselves a fantastic day. We would love to see you on twitch.tv/official insert coin in 25 minutes. Until then, though, stay frosty.
Stay frosty. Yeah.